video is a sneak peek for our kindergarten teachers for the upcoming kindergarten report card for the 2017-2018 instructional calendar year. We're excited to build this new platform in hopes to make a process that is much easier for our kindergarten teachers. It's much more beneficial to our kindergarten students, and we're able to also pull a district-wide database for all kindergarten students so we can work with the mobility issue as students transfer from campus to campus. We can get those grades moved to the teachers in a much quicker process. So what you see in front of you is a new layout. You can see we're still in a spreadsheet, but we've actually moved from Excel into Google Sheets. We did this because now using Google Sheets, you can actually access your kindergarten report card file from home with simple internet access. And so you can work on this as a teacher from the comfort of your home. You can work on it on the school network, and that information will travel. No longer are you tied to a spreadsheet that you save on your desktop, that if you don't have that computer with you, you can't access the information. Also, once you input information into the spreadsheet, your campus administrators and a district level database is being generated the second you enter that information, meaning you no longer have to send that spreadsheet from person to person to have that information tracked and documented. This is going to be a great process, and the ease of use is exactly the same as the Excel spreadsheet. So again, here's the layout you see, simple drop-down menus to drop in your grades, or you can simply type. You can see if you throw in a value that does not match the criteria of the grading scale, it's going to throw this little caret in the top right corner to let you know it's invalid. Simply delete that piece, type in an appropriate number, or drop down and throw an appropriate number, and you're moving on. You can see that the entire school year will be on this single report card, so it is a cumulative piece, so the student will see their growth over the course of the year on this report card each and every semester. And it also builds all the way down through the comments, so they can see their comments through each 6-week period. And again, all of this is saved the second you put this in place and you enter the data for each student in the kindergarten report card format. All of that will be there each 6-week period. You also have the ability to go back and track, say if there are errors or mistakes, you can go back and look at previous revisions or history of the spreadsheet and pull that up and get your previous data back. You can see we've grayed out specific cells to show that that material is not being taught during a 6-week period. Again, to kind of clarify expectations for the parents to understand when there is a grade missing on the report card, why it's missing, simply because that content's not taught during that period. To further help communication, we've also built a parent information sheet that will be generated for each grading period. And this information tells the parent specifically within a standard what skill is being taught. So although, say in math, a standard may tell you that we're counting from 0 to 20, well, we don't do that in the first 6-week period. So specifically, we may be counting 0 to 5. So if we're mastering that specific skill on the report card for that period, it's going to tell you that we're working on numbers 0 to 5, although the entire standard says counting 0 to 20. So again, trying to provide them very specific information so they can track how their students are doing in your classroom. That sheet automatically generates. It's available to you as the teacher. It's available to your campus administrators to print and process any way you see fit. Now the big piece is your classroom, you have to generate individual report cards for every student. Well, before, you would have to put that information in. You would be changing if a student transferred, trying to get that Excel file to another campus to transfer that student, or even just to another classroom on your campus was extremely difficult. We've tried to build in some ease of use. Each classroom is built with 35 possible students. So that means if you have additional students move into your classroom, you have additional report cards to build. This also means we don't have to delete report cards. So if you have a student leave your class, you can simply leave that report card formatted. In Google Sheets, if you want to move the sheets, you can and reorder. And the key is, how do we get the student information in? Well, again, we didn't want you having to go in and individually type every student. So at the beginning of every report card sheet that you will get as a teacher, you're going to complete this information one time. Start the year, you're going to insert your student roster once it's finalized in Teams. And then as you get additional students, you will simply add them to the bottom of your list. Now here it may be out of alphabetical order, but again, you can simply move your spreadsheets to get them in alphabetical order. Now, student 1, 2, 3 doesn't mean much to me. I would rather see the student's name so I know what report card I'm working with without clicking on it. And guess what? We're going to build that in for you. So to get this information in, again, instead of trying to type it, one way to do this would be actually going in Teams, pulling your class roster report. To do that, under Reports, you go to My Report Profiles. Under Student, you should have a Scheduling, and you're looking for a report called Student Class Roster. Again, mine's going to look slightly different on the administrative side, but you should have access to your campus. You should have access to your homeroom course. All we really are looking for is the student name and the student ID. So we want to make sure I'll know on all these answers, paying particular attention to the admit student ID. We do not want to omit, we definitely want the ID number. And sort order, you can simply leave by course section. When you request the report, if you go to Microsoft Excel to request, what it's going to do is up here at the top in the report queue, it's going to build that roster. And you see we have a Excel spreadsheet. First column is our student names in alphabetical order by last name. You see over here in column D, we have the student IDs. All we have to do now is take that information, copy with a Control-C, go back into our kindergarten report card, and what I like to do is a paste value. Now I have my students' names in. We can get the student IDs the same way. And now in the top right, we have the Easy button. The Easy button runs a script that's going to rename every spreadsheet based on the student name. So now instead of seeing student 1, 2, 3 across the bottom, you're going to see your student names. And that way, as you're going in to complete your student report cards, you know what sheet you're clicking on based on the student name instead of a reference to a student number 1, student number 2. Again, just trying to make it easier on the teachers, trying to make it better for the student, and really looking forward to working this process and training through the course of the year to help you put this in place and really make a seamless process as we move to a new report card format. So again, all the information is built in, everything is there, and you're simply ready to start building the first 6-week grading period. All this information is going to be built into a full result, and then all that information will be built into a full campus database and then a full district database. So again, that's just a sneak preview of what's coming up with the kindergarten report card. We're looking forward to sitting down, training, and working with each and every one of you to make this a seamless process, and have a great end of the 16-17 school year.